Well, if you are a fan of college basketball, it's like Christmas morning in Dallas. We're ready to go as the curtain rises on the opening full day of the NCAA Tournament. A 3-14 matchup in the South region. Tennessee, the at-large out of the SEC, and Wright State, the champions of the Horizon League. A look at where these two teams sit in the brackets. The winner advances to a Saturday date with the winner of Miami and Loyola Chicago. Hi, everyone. So excited, privileged to be with you courtside here in Dallas. Spiro Dita, Steve Smith, Lynn Elmore. We'll hear from Rosgold on Wood A in a moment. Guys, here we go. Nothing quite like this day. What do you expect? What do you look for early?
What they have to do is they can't go to their first option. The ball has to move side to side. They have to have ball reversal.
Wright State became Horizon League champions with a deliberate tempo on offense and a solid D that creates turnovers. Both of those will be imperative.
All right, let's take a look at how these two teams will begin as Wright State, 14 seed in the South, 25 wins. Cole Gentry, one of their leaders. Grant Benzinger, their senior, is their leading scorer. Meantime, for Tennessee, Admiral Schofield, a terrific run in the SEC tournament that ended in the final loss against Kentucky. And Grant Williams, what a season he had. Player of the year in the SEC at better than 15 points per game. Tennessee in white, Wright State from just outside Dayton, Ohio, in green. Guys, you've been here, you've experienced this moment as players. What's it like these first couple of minutes?
Emotions, energy, passions, nothing like it, Lynn. I'm excited for these young kids.
It wasn't so long ago, I'd say I forgot. But bottom line is, you're right. You got to let it all hang out now.
That's Parker Ernsthausen, the junior out of Bowling Green, Ohio, one of a number of Ohio kids on these rosters, and he'll step to the free throw line. There's Scott Nagy, 51-year-old Abilene, Texas native. Back in his home state, you'll recall Nagy. He's been in the tournament multiple times, 21 years at South Dakota State. And right now, year 2 at the helm of this Wright State men's basketball program. Ernsthausen officially graduated in mid-December, now a graduate student at Wright State. And he gets the Raiders the early lead.
He did a nice job, Parker, with a nice pump fake, drew the foul. Like I said in the open, you're not going to get initial offense on the strong side. It has to be ball reversal side to side because they have that man-to-man pack line defense.
You can see the double team down low anytime the ball goes in the post.
Three-pointer from Jordan Bound won't go, but the offensive rebound from Williams gets them a fresh 30. Highest seed for Tennessee in the tournament in nearly a decade. This is Schofield just bulldozing his way inside, can't put it down, and the rebound taken by Mark Hughes.
And Spiro, as you got a chance to see the Raiders defense, you're going to have bodies, hands, move the basketball and be able to get some weak side drives.
That was Loudon Love. Just ran out of real estate underneath. Up the floor comes Jordan. Bone, little floater won't go, and the rebound by Ernsthausen.
And you can see right there, Wright State doesn't want to push the ball up in transition. They're much more comfortable playing deliberate style, but they will definitely go inside.
Good look from Love. He's got a soft little touch, the redshirt freshman. As these two teams still feeling each other out in the early stages. Here comes Williams as Tennessee guys has had a couple of good looks. Unable to put anything down so far.
Yeah, Tennessee is not a fast tempo team either, but they are opportunistic. And if they have an advantage, they'll try to exploit it.
Grant Benzinger misses everything. Obviously, you have to expect that there will be some early jitters for so many of these kids experiencing the tournament for the first time as Bone misfires on his second offering.
You said it best, Spiro. You can just feel the tension on both sides. Both these teams starting off the day here in Dallas, not playing loose and freely yet.
And that's what happens when you're playing like that. Sometimes you take quick shots, you play outside of yourself, just trying to get that nervousness to dissipate.
Traveling violation. There's Rick Barnes, the 63-year-old Hickory, North Carolina native, coach of the year in the SEC, year 3 in Knoxville, and he's certainly in the conversation, guys, for National Coach of the Year with the job he's done in getting this Tennessee program back to the top of the SEC.
He's done a fantastic job, and what I love is the balance he has on offense and defense. Have some versatility, some size, and you know, he has these guys understanding their strengths, the way they play, and these young guys have done a nice job.
Good defense inside as they knock it out of the hands of Kyle Alexander. And gentlemen, this Wright State team is a top 50 defense in the country. They like to mix it up underneath.
Yeah, they led the Horizon League in fewest points allowed. And as I said, they're a defense that likes to force turnovers.
Love for the viewers to look out for the Wright State Raiders. They're one of the best teams in the country at taking charges. Once you drive that basketball, they're going to step up and take it in the chest and try to draw charges.
And one thing about Wright State, Scott Nagy plays a very tight 7-man rotation. This is a well-conditioned team. And so far, have held Tennessee to without a point for nearly 3 minutes. Shot clock down to 5. 3-point, or long 2 rather, from James Daniel. I beg your pardon, Everett Winchester.
And that's not the only
side.
That's not the only time you're going to say shot clock down to 5 with Wright State.
That was Mark Hughes, I beg your pardon, on the shot for Wright State. Offensive rebound for the Volunteers, and the shot clock resets. Tennessee is 0 of their first 6. As a whistle is blown here, Grant Williams knocked to the floor. It's on Loudon Love, that's his first. And Love will take a seat. Jalen Hall, first time we've seen him, the freshman out of Houston, and Ernsthausen back in after a brief rest. So Tennessee still looking for their first points, 0 of 6 as we mentioned, and 1 turnover till this point. There's Schofield setting up for deep, and finally the Volunteers on the board.
That's just a nice ball reversal, side to side, and Admiral Schofield knocked that one down. Great looking shot.
Basket will not count. Contact came before the shot, as Jalen Hall was fouled on his way to the cup.
When you look here, you can see the ball rotation right now is on the strong side, gets it to Schofield, and Admiral sets up Lynn and knocks down a beautiful jump shot for the Volunteers.
Grant Williams called for his first, and so Yves Pons will check into the game, a freshman from France. First time we've seen him today. Jalen Hall underneath against the size. It's tapped up and in by Mark Hughes, the junior.
Nice job on the weak side by Hughes. And even though Jalen Hall had a great opportunity, Wright State trying to use their athletes, they still had enough gumption on the weak side to be able to cover up.
This is Bowden. He'll back it away and reset. The Tennessee team, incredibly, that was picked to finish 13th in the SEC. Co-regular season champs with Auburn. Beautifully done on a dribble drive by Bowden, the sophomore, and a local kid out of Knoxville to get their second bucket.
I love that he drove that basketball under control. Saw the defense there, used his left hand, but everything was under control.
Benzinger unable to catch it initially as the Raiders commit the turnover. Their third in the early going. There's Lamont Turner, redshirt sophomore from Alabama. Co-6th man in the year in the SEC this season. What a finish on the reverse by Pons, the French national. And Tennessee with a 3-point lead.
And Pons is one of those guys that you can see has a high motor. Watching him in warm up, he's one of those guys you have to box out. And that was a beautiful move by him.
Probably their most athletic player, showing it on that drive and finish. Shot clock at 13. Raiders a bit stagnant here. Everett Winchester.
Wright State showing they got a couple athletes out there as well. Length, explosiveness, and agility. And Winchester showed all 3.
Yeah.
Only a freshman out of Baltimore. With a leaner from Turner. Using that right shoulder to create some space. 3-point game.
He's the highest gun off the bench for Rick Barnes. Co-6th man of the year in the SEC. He can really score.
It's a Wright State team, hard to believe, that began the season 0-3 before getting to 25 wins. And that's some of the interior defense. Kyle Alexander flexing his defensive muscles.
Well, Wright State doesn't always push it up like that, but when they get the opportunity, and Tennessee obviously with the answer. Good athletes out here.
AT&T gives you more for your thing, your getting serious thing. That moving out of the friend zone, moving in together, and getting 2 of everything thing. Those fur babies preparing you for real babies thing. That one for me, one for you, us together for the rest of forever thing. Buy one iPhone 8, get one iPhone 8 on us. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Meet the all-new SimpliSafe home security system, engineered with a single focus: to protect. Sensors so small they're practically invisible. Designed to disappear into your home and blanket it with protection. All at prices that are fair and honest. This is SimpliSafe, home security done right.
So, Lionel, what does being able to trade 24/5 mean to you?
Well, it means I can trade after the market closes.
It's true.
So all
Evening long.
Ooh, so close. Yes, but also all...
Night through its entirety.
come on, all
The time from sunset to sunrise.
Right, but you could trade...
From darkness to light.
You're not gonna say it, are you? This week only, don't order Domino's over the phone. Order online.
This week only, order any pizza online at menu price and get the second one free when you carry out.
We believe the best light beer to have with friends is the original light beer. Always brewed with more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Welcome back to Dallas. I'm Rosgold Onwude. Last year, Ryan Custer played on the basketball team for Wright State as a freshman, but this past spring, he jumped into a shallow pool and suffered a devastating injury that left him paralyzed from the chest down at the age of 19 years old. This season, he's cheered for the team from a wheelchair. He traveled with the team to Dallas here, but it hasn't been easy, guys. Yesterday, the wheelchair lift on the bus wasn't working, and the team had to wait over an hour to fix it. And Coach Nagy saw that Ryan was looking a bit embarrassed, and he told him, look, we'd rather have you here with us and be late than have everything go right and be without you. And Ryan told me it's been a dream come true to see the NCAA tournament with his team. Guys.
Roz, what an incredible story, as if that young man hadn't been through enough, but truly an inspiration to his teammates, administrators, everyone around this program as they walk onto the big stage, guys, here in Dallas.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of rallying around him. Having him here, you can see the interaction with the players. A beautiful story by Roz, and wishing him all the best.
Here's Admiral Schofield, and Tennessee suddenly has it going. They missed their first 6 shots, but they have hit 5 straight and suddenly up 5.
When you look at Wright State, second in the regular season in the Horizon League behind Northern Kentucky, won that championship. And again, because their leader's a senior, you still forget this is a young team. That was one of their youngsters right there, Jalen Hall, a freshman. 3 out of their top 5 players are big-time scorers, and they're freshmen.
Turnaround by Lamont Turner, the redshirt sophomore. Shot won't go, but a whistle underneath against Wright State.
And I take that back. That was Everett Winchester, who is another freshman.
You're right. Freshman all over.
Well, you can watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now, ncaa.com/March Madness, or download the app today. Second chance opportunity underneath, and this will be a goaltending. John Fulkerson, just into the game, will get credited with the basket.
He found him a gift.
Redshirt freshman, he'll take the 2 points.
He found him a gift.
As Grant Williams will come back into the game, Eve Pons will take a seat for Rick Barnes. A lot of people talking about this Tennessee team, guys, as strong as they are, potentially could be making a deep run into the tournament. We told you their highest seed since 2008. Regular season co-champions in the SEC with Auburn, that great Bruce Pearl coach team. As they get their early couple of minutes first taste here of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, Spiro, because you look at this team, the reason why you say that about the Volunteers, they have great balance. They shoot the three ball well. They have 2 inside guys, and then also they are very deep and they defend. And you can see this pack line defense of the Raiders. They are just giving up guys who can't really shoot the basketball. They're going to dare them to make it.
Shot clock at 5. Williams making it look easy. Average better than 15 points per game. Terrific first 2 years in Tennessee.
That time wasn't really contested. Get the ball down low. And that's one thing Rick Barnes was looking for, consistency, particularly on the offensive end from his team.
How do the Raiders respond here? Victims of a 12-4 run by the Vols. Or do they turn for offense with 7 to shoot? There's Grant Benzinger, their leading scorer, who's been awfully quiet, and now Schofield appears to be in some pain. Just under 12 minutes to play, opening half. Tennessee in front.
Avengers, the end is near.
Right now, get 2 of these delicious McDonald's breakfast sandwiches for just $4. Mix and match the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese McGriddles, Sausage McMuffin with Egg, or Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit. A deal that will make your morning routine a little better. Breakfast at McDonald's.
So Little League turned out to be expensive. Then a new couch, courtesy of the new puppy. The gear you wanted, and the gear you didn't. And then the water heater that left you in plenty of hot water. Debt happens. It's how you get out that counts. Pay off credit card debt with a fixed rate, no-fee personal loan. Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Learn more at marcus.com.
What happens when our most epic driver technology goes rogue? You set the new bar in speed, then you set it in forgiveness. This is the new Jailbreak. It's our fastest driver technology, and now it's in our most forgiving head. That's how you get the most powerful jailbreak effect ever. The new Rogue driver from Callaway, the #1 driver in golf.
This is Adam Zucker in New York with a tournament update right now on CBS. Trae Young doing all he can for Oklahoma against Rhode Island. The nation's leader in points and assists made his first 4 shots, but he also has 2 offensive fouls. Sooners by 6. As we go back to Spiro, Len, Steve, and Roz.
All right, Adam, a look at where those 2 teams sit in the brackets. Oklahoma, of course, one of the controversial entries into this year's field with Trae Young. Good start for him individually. And Rhode Island, a rugged team out of the Atlantic 10. We're in Dallas, just past the 12-minute mark, I should say. Spiro Dedes, Steve Smith, Len Elmore, Roz Gold on Wood A, rest of our True TV crew. Tennessee, after a ragged offensive start, has put some things together. They've opened up this lead here as a traveling violation called underneath against the SEC Player of the Year, Grant Williams.
Tennessee applying a little bit of full court pressure right now. Looking to try to keep Wright State off rhythm, maybe create a couple easy baskets off turnovers.
Cole Gentry does a nice job against pressure. Nice ball handling. Good pass.
Hughes underneath, setting it up for Winchester, the freshman who couldn't finish, but well challenged by the Volunteers inside with that length.
That was Admiral Schofield. Great recovery. That was an easy layup that he took away with the block shot. Boy, they are there. Focusing to shoot the basketball. Whoa! That's a nice move. Spin, and then Williams went straight toward the basket.
That was created by the gamble on defense, something Wright State doesn't often do. But if you gamble, you got to accept the risk.
How does Wright State respond here? They've been hit in the mouth the last couple of minutes as the Raiders desperately need Benzinger, their senior from Cincinnati, the top scorer, to start knocking down some shots, but he's 0 for 3 so far. Winchester the steal.
Winchester has played well. Good attack by him.
Foul called out on the perimeter before the shot was attempted. Another look at the handiwork and vicious finish by Williams.
Lynn Erdmore said it. The Raiders, they gambled, Lynn, and Grant went right to the bucket. I love the way he played through traffic and then also through contact on that play.
Yeah, every Winchester's got to hold his position. If you're going to gamble, the risk is, you're going to get posterized.
This is Winchester, rangy freshman. Underneath, Ernsthausen. And the Raiders now 3 of 11 from the field.
And they've gotten good shots. They've gotten open shots, open looks from beyond the arc. A couple of block shots, but nevertheless, they've gotten to the rim. Conversely, Tennessee, everything they put up now is going in.
I just love the shot selection by Williams on that play. Didn't take the three. Understand he's not a three-point shooter. Took one dribble at mid-range shots. He knocked it down.
So Williams now with a half dozen points. At this end, Wright State has gone empty on their last 5 trips. Gentry underneath as Ernsthausen is called for a traveling violation. Turnover number 5 committed by the Raiders. Now remember to grab yourself a Coke because your bracket was perfect. It was just that the teams were off. Early stages, just past the midway mark of game number 1 of 4 here in Dallas today. First full day of the NCAA Tournament. Happy to have you with us. Tennessee Volunteers, 24 victories. At-large bid out of the SEC against the Raiders out of Wright State, just outside Dayton, Ohio. Admiral Schofield's 3 a little bit short, and the rebound taken by Mark Hughes, one of the top defenders in the Horizon League this season.
One of the few challenged jump shots that Tennessee has taken, and Wright State finally got a hand in the face.
Cole Gentry, transfer from South Dakota State, actually played there under Scott Nagy. And the Raiders still struggling offensively.
Yeah, they are. If you're the Raiders, you got to be careful. You see Grant Williams down there banging. Him and Love. Love cannot pick up his third.
Little pull-up jumper from Bone won't go. We saw the drought for Wright State, haven't scored in nearly 5 minutes. Hughes from deep. Offensive rebound, Loudon Love. Rugged interior player, lost it out of bounds, and right now nothing going the way of the Raiders.
Tennessee's points in the paint has been huge, Lynn, at the beginning. You can see there's guys driving and no resistance, and you're not used to this by the Raiders. And that play right there is a gamble, and they're taking advantage of their size and strength against the Raiders in the interior.
Yeah, just high basketball IQ, taking what the defense has given them. If they're individually isolated, they're utilizing their quickness to get to the rim, and down low, the tower of strength is Grant Williams.
There's Lamonte Turner, beautifully done. That'll be another goaltend, the second such infraction against the Raiders, as Love got it after it touched the glass. Beautifully done by Lamonte Turner.
And that was a perfect illustration of Wright State's problem. They're just a step too slow right now, getting to the offensive player and getting to defense.
Lamonte Turner, 77% of his shots are from the perimeter. He's driven the basketball pretty well so far in this first half for the Volunteers.
Whistle blown here against James Daniel. That's his second already. There's Rick Barnes. 4 different programs he's taken to the NCAA Tournament. 23 total berths. Incredibly, what a career he's had. Providence, Clemson, Texas, of course. A great Texas team he took to the Final Four back in 2003, led by T.J. Ford.
And I remember Rick when he was an assistant for Joe Harrington and George Mason. That's when we first met. And it had to be a couple of decades ago. Still got that baby face.
Incredible career. 6 D1 coaches have more wins than Rick Barnes.
We enjoyed our visit with Rick yesterday. One of the great minds in college basketball. Benzinger, meantime, still struggling for Wright State. And still looking for his first points. He's 0 of his first 4. Hard to believe that they've got much of a chance if Benzinger can't have a big day. Beautiful setup underneath. Fulkerson was turned back. This is Turner from the outside. 3-pointer won't go, and the rebound tracked down by Loudon Love. Wright State, 3 of 15 shooting. And another turnover. Have not scored a point in 6+ minutes. All Tennessee on True TV.
Today, right now, you have more power at your fingertips than entire generations that came before you. Think about that. That's what technology really is. It's possibility, it's adaptability, it's capability. But in the end, it's only a tool. What's a hammer without a person who swings it? It's not about what technology can do, it's about what you can do with it. You're the voice, and it's the microphone. When you're the artist, it's the paintbrush. We are living in the future we always dreamed of. We have mixed reality that changes how we see the world, and AI empowering us to change the world we see. You have more power at your fingertips than entire generations that came before you. So here's the question: what will you do with it?
You put your mower through a lot. All that back and forth on all those acres can add up to thousands of miles. That's like mowing cross country. It's a lot to ask of a mower. Gravely commercial mowers are built for all-day performance, helping you get the job done season after season, and ergonomically designed to keep you comfortable mile after mile. Gravely, built to mow the distance. Available exclusively at independent Gravely dealers.
The search is intense. We spent weeks canvassing the quadrant to pinpoint our perfect location. Once locked in on our target, we knew we had to move fast.
Fortunately, we were already pre-approved for a no-money down loan with Navy Federal Credit Union, and were able to put an offer on this place immediately after it went on the market.
I see you, Dad. How are my tomatoes doing, babe?
Pretty good.
Navy Federal Credit Union, open to the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families.
This is the Pepsi that your father drank, and his father drank before he met your grandmother. This is the Pepsi for this model and his mom. Hi, Cindy. Show him how it's done. This is the Pepsi for every generation.
This next song is all about my $20 fill-up. 8 pieces of Kentucky Fried Chicken, all the fixings, and it'll feed your family of 4. Hit it, boys. A 1 and a 2, and we're out of time. It's finger licking good. Woo!
Take a look at our Enterprise first half summary. Wright State struggling, have twice as many turnovers as field goals. They have missed 9 straight shots. And right now, Tennessee guys on a 10-0 run.
When I look at Wright State, yes, they've missed some shots, and Tennessee has had some solid defense, but the Raiders have had some open looks, especially Grant Benzinger. He just hadn't knocked them down, and they've had some turnovers. They're just not in rhythm. And give Tennessee a lot of credit on this end. They've been playing well after a little drought at the beginning of the game.
Well, the only one playing really well offensively for Wright State is Everett Winchester. And that's because he's been more aggressive.
Here he is right on cue, putting it down, beautifully done. As he works along the baseline. First points for Wright State in nearly 6.5 minutes.
And that's what you have to do. You can't settle, which is what Wright State has done. 0 for 6 from beyond the arc, 4 of 18.
This will be a reach-in foul from the back. It's on Winchester. Just as it landed into the outstretched arms of Grant Benzinger. We'll take a timeout to play Infinity's round-by-round bracket, where each correct pick nets a donation to Coaches versus Cancer.
You know, every Winchester is trying his best against Grant Williams. He's given up so much size. Tried to fight around. Thought that was a tough call on him, but Lynn, you said it best. He's been aggressive for the Raiders. He's done a nice job on both ends.
Kyle Alexander. Rebound Grant Williams. Right back up. Good look at it as Wright State dodges a couple of bullets.
Problem now with 2 fouls. He's got to get to the bench. And someone else has to pick up the slack. 4 field goals for Wright State. Every Winchester has all 4, and he's on the bench. Who's going to score for Wright State?
Here's Love. Shot clock into single digits. Left-handed shot, softly done. Redshirt freshman from Geneva, Illinois. Freshman of the year this season in the Horizon League.
Question answered, I guess.
And Lynn, he got it up on the glass. It was a nice move by him. Look at the way that Grant Williams seals. And the referees called him. I thought that was a little bit of acting by Parker, but he got away with it. But I love the duck-ins and the seals by Grant Williams.
Yeah, Loudon Love looked like he just lost his balance. And the officials called it after both guys banging bodies. But as I mentioned before, this is a young team. Benzinger not really able to find the range. 30 of the 72 points that Wright State averages are from the 3 freshmen. And that's Love, Hall, and Winchester. And the freshmen are going to have to pick it up.
Saw Williams take a seat on that Rick Barnes bench. Picked up his second. Love then lost it out of bounds. Second turnover by the freshman. At length, bothering the Raiders underneath.
Tough angle from Parker to Love on that play, and you can see he just couldn't grab it and seal it. You want to get the basketball to the baseline and try to seal and throw it in when he has his defender on his back.
And you also want to catch first and then shoot it. He looked like he wanted to do both in one motion, and that's why he lost it.
Tennessee has missed 5 straight. Underneath, a chance at 3. Kyle Alexander. Nicely done by the junior. Canadian national from Milton, Ontario, just outside Toronto. Foul charge to Love is his 3rd, so a huge call against Wright State.
Hey, you said it best, Spiro. This guy is their inside interior defender and score on a low block. Does so much for them as far as offense. They play 4-1-1. Now it's going to be up to, I think, Parker as the big, being able to stretch the defense and leave open some space for these guards to be able to drive it and maybe make something happen on the offensive end for the Raiders.
Well, you guys mentioned that Wright State only goes 7 deep, as you see Tennessee with the offensive rebound. They only go 7 deep, so they've got to bring Winchester back on the floor.
Daniel missed the 3, and then at the other end, it's Benzinger finally with his first points.
He needed that. Wright State needed that, and they need a little bit momentum while Love is on the bench.
First team all-league in the Horizon League this season. And better than 14.5 points per game.
I'll tell you what else, they woke this crowd up. Crowd looking for an upset. You know, the lower seeds are going to have the crowd behind them, and that's a good way to quiet them down.
Yeah, Admiral Schofield says, shh, Lynn, I'm going to knock this one down. Try to get this crowd to be quiet.
But remember, throughout this evening, the lower seeds are going to have the crowd on their side, because that's what March Madness is all about. Cheering for the underdog.
That's deep.
Benzinger a little bit too much. I remember you used to shush the crowds a couple of times in your career, Smitty.
Get yourself going.
Schofield trying to lean in over Arnsthausen, left it short, and the whistle blown here. It's against Tennessee.
You love this by Grant Benzinger. Guess what? He said, nope, I'm not going to try to go in. I need to knock down one of these threes.
And then right back at him. Wide open shot by the Admiral.
Tennessee foul was charged to Kyle Alexander, his first. Rick Barnes asking for an explanation. We talked about how good Wright State was defensively. This Tennessee team, certainly a elite defensive team as well. 4th in the country in defensive efficiency. This is the side of the floor that they have really committed to this season. And a big reason why they entered the tournament as a 3 seed. But Benzinger goes right through that defense.
He went
High
right
off glass with a left hand.
He went right through it with the left. But he did a nice job of recognizing the lane. You can see his offensive instincts is still there.
Benzinger, the MVP of the Horizon League tournament, has scored 5 straight for the Raiders. Turner trying to work his way underneath, and a whistle blown underneath against the Raiders.
Love, you can see Grant pump fake Benzinger with the left. Nice little finger roll. They're down 8 though.
How do you want to live? As a decent person? Good husband? Is that it? Good? Of course not. King of the Hill? Better. Top of your game? Win. All powerful. Like a boss. Like a pro. We couldn't agree more. We are professional grade. Step up to GMC with over 11,000 total value on a specially equipped 2018 Sierra SLT Crew Cab model when you finance through GM Financial. We are professional grade. GMC.
The Miami Cuban with slow roasted pork loin. A sandwich from a city that's so far south, it's close to Cuba. Arby's, we have the meats.
Discover new Dove Men Plus Care Foaming Body Wash. Pump, foam, hydrate. New Dove Men Plus Care Foaming Body Wash.
Cut! Yeah, that was the one, right? Hey, John, did you eat half of my bagel? Speaking of half, if you switch to H&R Block this year, you'll pay half what you paid the other guy last year. So you did. Smoke screen! You're a fake wizard, John. This is a movie set.
Switch to H&R Block and pay half of what you paid your other guy.
H&R Block. Get your taxes won.
Hey, Jake, what color did you paint your room?
Hey, Mom.
The moment you realize you didn't really mean any color you want.
At Lowe's, we want you to feel great about your color choice. That's why we have a paint guarantee. If you don't love it, we'll replace it. All projects have a starting point.
Yes.
Start with Lowe's.
I love it.
I like it.
You're watching True TV, but you knew that, right? Right? Please tell me you knew that.
Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament is sponsored by Enterprise. How can we pick you up today? GMC. Live like a pro. And by Lowe's. Hurry in today for huge Spring Black Friday deals.
Our friends at True TV are here to remind us that March is True TV Awareness Month. Why, you ask? Because a week just isn't enough. You can catch some of the best comedies in America all year round right here on True TV. Beautiful day in Dallas. Opening day, full day of the NCAA Tournament with temperatures right around 70 degrees. Nothing but sunny skies. Monte Turner at the free throw line. Misses on the first. Guys, Wright State, good start in the early couple of minutes. It's obviously struggling for much of this first half. What have you seen the last couple of minutes?
Well, I think right now they have the energy. I think also Grant Benzinger has done a nice job in bringing some emotion. They've gone small ball. They've moved it. They're still down 9, but I think you see they're gaining their confidence, and they're starting to understand this defense and this pressure and starting to understand where they can get shots from.
Well, they've been able to attack, and that's what is going to make the difference for them. If they challenge the defense, they're going to have success. If they lay back and continue to try to knock down threes, they're going to have problems.
Benzinger misfires, the senior. Wright State, after their early struggles, now 4 of their last 6 from the field. They'll come up on the final 3 minutes to play before halftime. Here's Pons. And this will be, let's see what they say here, offensive foul on the pass. Pons a little bit overzealous as he got into the lane.
You know, it's hard. You know, a freshman right there. Trying to make the right play, but you never want to just leave your feet after you pass. A good job by Wright State being able to stand there and take that charge. One of the best teams in the country of taking charges.
Next whistle against either team puts the other in the bonus. 9-point Tennessee lead here as we cross the 3-minute mark. Wright State, if you've just joined us, 7 of 23 from the field. Trying to find some offensive chemistry. Here is Hughes going right to the rack.
I love it. And what I tell you guys, the more you challenge the defenses, the greater the opportunity. When Wright State throws the ball side to side, you know, they're getting open looks, but they're just not shooting the ball well. You got to put the ball on the floor. You got to take it and make the defense guard you.
Very explosive play by Mark Hughes. Nice job by the junior driving into the lane. Good defense on the other end too for Hughes, but
Schofield gets it back. And a chance at a three-point play.
Schofield with his body just cleared out space, and let's watch Mark Hughes on this drive. Good job of driving it from the wing. Relentless attack. It's a good move by Mark. They needed that. And there's Schofield saying, hey, got to be able to match me in that weight room if you want to get down in that paint, Mark Hughes.
What a story. Admiral Schofield, a young man born in London, the son of a retired Navy chief. Of course, his brother O'Brien winning a Super Bowl championship as a member of Seattle back in 2014. Hasn't gotten the national attention, guys, that he probably deserves. Second team All-SEC this season. So it's been terrific for them down the stretch.
Continued winning will solve that problem.
Alexander, incredible length with the denial. The balls turn it over at the other end.
Spiro, he was beaten. Recovery from him with that length and size, he is challenging. Good job. The Raiders, Cole Gentry driving it. Little fella going in there with the trees.
And see, it's that kind of challenge that's going to open up the perimeter shots and give Wright State a little more confidence when they take the threes.
Gentry, who did not become eligible until the middle of December after the transfer from South Dakota State. 10 to shoot. This is Daniel. Now to Turner. Turner's going to fire. That's a three, and he sticks it.
Lamonte Turner, nice job.
Did you see the look on Jalen Hall's face? He had his hand all in the shooter's grill, and he still knocked it down, and he had that look of frustration, like, what else can I do?
Turner, the first player in the history of the program to win SEC Sixth Man of the Year, was a co-winner with Jonte Porter of Missouri. Exactly a minute to play in the half. Underneath, Ernsthaus nearly running out of real estate. This is Hughes from downtown.
Good ball movement. Walker doing a nice job without love in the inside. He got that one to go.
Ernsthaus getting his hands dirty. Kid who averages only 5 points and a couple of rebounds per game is getting some good run in this first half.
And that's another key for Wright State. They've got to match the physical play of Tennessee. Maybe get the first blow in and be able to compete on the glass.
It's a single-digit game here. Wright State, despite some struggles offensively, trying to hang tough with the Big Bad Volunteers. Turner's drive won't go, then it's deflected away. Gentry takes. Gentry to the rack. Tough play, well defended there by Bowden.
Or if you're Cole Gentry on that steal, I know he wanted to hurry up and use his quickness, but he got to use his body to try to get into him.
Reminder coming up, AT&T at the half, scores and highlights, and all the latest NCAA tournament news. It's all to come on AT&T at the half. 14.6 to play, bonus for the Vols, and a 1-1 year for James Daniel, the senior out of Hampton, Virginia.
Yeah, another comment on that Gentry drive. I mean, he knew the defense was bearing down on him. Probably would have been better off pulling it back outside, waiting for his teammates, because at 5'10" against these athletes, you had a feeling he was going to get a piece, no question.
He had his size, though, Lane. I thought he could just slow it up and let the defender run up his back and try to get a foul.
So Daniel makes good on the first. Yves Pons will check in. Daniel, actually only the second ever graduate transfer that Rick Barnes has signed in his lengthy career. Scott Nagy will take a timeout with 14.6 to play late first half in Dallas.
Hey, Siri, play me something I'd like.
Okay.
I'ma ride it to the soul. I'ma ride it to the soul.
You can do and you can say anything you want. Live your life and I'll live mine any way I want. Anything you want, and I want, make it what you want.
The closer you get to home, the more you know the commute is worth it. For all the work you pour into this place, you sure get a lot more out of it. You and that John Deere tractor, so versatile, you can keep dreaming up projects all the way home. It's a longer drive, but just like a John Deere, it's worth it. Nothing runs like a Deere. Now you can own a 1E subcompact tractor for just $99 a month. Learn more at your John Deere dealer.
It's the most exciting time of the year in basketball, and college mascots are ready. And when it comes to pumping up fans, nobody does it better. But when it comes to mortgages, they're less confident. Fortunately, there's Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. It's simple, so they can understand the details and get approved in as few as 8 minutes. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender.
My car's about to need some work. But Enterprise is always there to help. I can rent a car and Enterprise picks me up. Hi. I can commute with my coworkers or buy from Enterprise Car Sales. I can even rent a truck for a project where I'm probably in over my head. Enterprise has you covered. Trust me, I'm an actor. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Back with you in Dallas to take a look at our tournament summary presented by Geico. 11th seed St. Bonaventure, Syracuse emerging from the first four. We'll see how they fare. We'll have St. Bonaventure here later tonight. And Lipscomb, the only school to make their NCAA tournament debut out of this field of 68.
Yeah, Syracuse, one of those 9 ACC teams, and they were a controversial pick in many people's minds, but they've proven themselves. Beating Arizona State yesterday, and they're full-fledged in the tournament now.
James Daniel hits on the second, so Tennessee with an 11-point lead, but now Rick Barnes wants a timeout to get his defense set. Back to Dallas in a moment.
You have a side that's safe for her to go out of state. Now she's in and you can celebrate. A side that's getting your life in sync to someday retire and hit the links. Got a plan today, yeah, to match the key. So tomorrow you can get where you want to be. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Chess match continues here between Scott Nagy and Rick Barnes. Barnes calling the timeout to get his full court defense set. Tennessee is over the foul limit here. They want a foul. This is Gentry, the sophomore. Out of Winchester. Runner won't go. They crash the glass and out of bounds underneath. They'll have a second to shoot as the balls touch the glass.
Well, again, I like the fact that no settling there, still taking it to the basket, trying to draw a foul. Maybe that'll be a carryover in the second half for Wright State.
Both teams go to their respective benches. Looks like the officials will try to go to the monitor and get the clock straightened out to see if they're going to perhaps put some more time back on the game clock.
Let's watch it. Let's see when it goes out. And good job by the Raiders trying to crash the glass. About 1 point. What do you think, Lynn? I think I'm gonna guess 1.1.
It'll be less than that now. It's 1.6. There you go.
Oh, totally wrong.
Officials confirming
when it
that
touched out of bounds.
when the ball touches out of bounds.
Right.
And so that is the reason that they put a couple of more tenths of a second on the clock. So 1.6. Rick Barnes putting his big rangy forward. Kyle Alexander on the inbounder. Alexander at 6'11". Hughes throws in. This is Benzinger. Tough shot deep in that right corner as that takes us to the intermission in Dallas. Tennessee 21-3 this season when leading at halftime. And they will take an 11-point lead into the halftime locker room. Rise standing by with Rick Barnes.
Coach, it took a while to get the lid off the basket, but then you guys got it going. What helped you settle in offensively?
Well, you kind of expect it, to be honest with you. You could tell before the game, they know what they're in, but we settled down. We still had a couple silly fouls, but we're still going to have to play 20 minutes because they're a good basketball team.
For sure, Wright State and Benzinger, they started to find a little rhythm to end the half. What's key, especially keeping Benzinger quiet?
Well, you're going to have to guard him because he's relentless. You know, he does a lot of different things, and we just got to be on edge.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
You.
Guys.
Halftime in Dallas, your score Tennessee 34 and Wright State 23. We'll send you to AT&T at the half. After these messages, you're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
Applebee's to go. Order online and get $10 off $30. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
I'm very proud of the fact that I serve. I was a C-130 mechanic in the Corps, so I'm not happy unless my hands are dirty. Between running a business and 4 kids, we're busy. Auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance policies, knowing that USAA will always have my back. That's just one less thing you have to worry about. I couldn't imagine going anywhere else. They're like a friend of the family. We are the Cochran family, and we will be USAA members for life.
Save by bundling USAA home and auto insurance. Get a quote today.
Every day, millions of Americans suffer from not being aware of True TV. They miss out on comedies like this.
We're gonna open a can of this fermented fish. It's the worst smell ever. You can't just throw cranberries.
Yes, I can.
Murph, stop contributing. Everything's going with the rip.
Only you can prevent your friends from missing out. Watch all new episodes of The Chris Gethard Show. New Tuesday at 11 on True TV.
God blesses people in many ways. Being a Mahindra dealer is one of mine, and I'm proud that 98% of Mahindra owners would recommend one to a neighbor.
I would definitely recommend a Mahindra to my family, my friends. I wouldn't hesitate one bit.
Every chance I get, I highly recommend it to my friends, my coworkers. Had zero issues with it at all.
I would definitely recommend the world's #1 selling tractor, Mahindra.
When someone buys a Mahindra, I know their neighbor will probably be my next customer.
I see a lot of this, where they put their hands over their eyes and look inside the window, and they're like, what is this?
AT&T at the half is presented by AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Tennessee back in the tournament for the first time since 2014. One of 8 teams out of the SEC to make it, and they lead Wright State 34-23. Ernie Johnson with Clark Kellogg. You got Kenny the Jet Smith. You got Charles Barkley. It's the first full day of March Madness. We're glad you're with us and hope you're feeling better. I think by Monday you should be able to get back to work. I got your back. Tennessee on top in this game, and really a slow start for Wright State. Their starters took forever to even get on the board. But Tennessee's pretty good ball club right here.
And you know, Chuck talks about how he feels they're the most complete team in the SEC, and I would agree with that because they defend at a high level, they get scoring from multiple players, they share the ball, and inside they can do damage despite not being a very tall team. They're brawny and strong. Schofield has really improved his game, and that's an example of what he can do now outside of the paint. Grant Williams just goes ham there in the low post, and here comes Schofield, staying with it, persistence pays. So points in the paint, actually even in this game, 16 apiece between Wright State and Tennessee, but the other buckets and the defense has really held Wright State to 33% shooting in that first half.
Yeah, Wright State missed a bunch of layups here in that first half, too, during that drought. What do you make of what you've seen with Tennessee, Ken?
Well, when you look at Tennessee, you say, wow, they look very comparable to what Virginia is, but maybe 2 or 3 inches smaller. But physicality-wise and what they're able to do, and especially my favorite player, Admiral Schofield in the SEC, his ability to...
Why is he your favorite player?
Well, his overall demeanor. You know, I watched a couple interviews that he did throughout the year and where he was 2 years ago and where he is today. Not as a basketball player. What impressed me was as a person, how he took leadership and took that quality. That was like, wow, this is an impressive young man.
Yeah.
I think, but overall, they're physical. And if you don't have guys who are shot blockers with length, you better have guys who are also physical inside. You have to have one or the other. You can't be small and scrawny playing against Tennessee.
Admiral's brother, too, a Super Bowl champion with Seattle. Give me the rundown on Tennessee and how deep a run you think they're capable of.
Well, I have to take a look at my bracket, but they should beat this team, Wright State. They're just too big, too strong for them inside. That's going to be the difference. Their depth going to wear them down in the second half. That's the difference.
The first game of the day was on CBS, and it continues on CBS even as we speak. Number 10, Oklahoma. Number 7, Rhode Island. And the Trae Young show as Oklahoma gets in.
Yeah, he had a superb first half, picked up a couple of fouls, but was perfect from the floor, in the gym range right there on display. But this kid has been outstanding for Rhode Island. Jared Terrell with a nice assist to Barry inside. And then good spacing that time by Oklahoma. And the key in this one is pace of play. Rhode Island has slowed it down a bit here in the second half, and that's the way the Rams can win if they keep Oklahoma out of transition the rest of the way.
Yeah, Trae Young hasn't scored in the second half. Rhode Island had 4 straight buckets to tie that game at 44, but right now the Sooners on top, 46-44. Still plenty of time to go in that game, Chuck.
Well, the pace of play has been Oklahoma the entire game. But Rhode Island just had a 3-on-1 and tried to dread it behind the back pass and threw it out of bounds. They could have taken a 2-point lead. They had momentum because Oklahoma had opened up a 6-7-point lead on them. They had momentum, but you can't turn the ball over. But right now, I don't feel good about my pick of Rhode Island because of the pace.
It's only game 1, brother.
No, but I'm talking about, we always talk about pace.
No question.
And right now, the pace is at Oklahoma's.
And that's the most underrated value that Trae Young possesses. You know, you can always talk about scoring, rebounds, assists, and you could talk about defense. But the other fifth way that you could be a great player if you can control the pace of a game, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Russell Westbrook, all those guys, Steph Curry, control the pace of the game. That's what makes them great.
And right now, Chuck, you're on pace to have 2 X's on your side because you have Rhode Island winning 2 games.
Marker handy.
AT&T at the half.
Still early, Chuck.
Let's go, Rams.
We'll continue. Right, hey, no cheering in the press box.
Mexican spices? Nacho cheese sauce? They don't want these coming out.
Who's they?
The burger people, they.
Nacho fries, now serving at a Taco Bell near you.
There are so many choices for identity thieves on the dark web, but you can protect yourself with Experian. Get a completely free dark web scan to see if your identity has already been compromised. Go to Experian.com/free.
New developments in the top story of the day. The world has stopped turning on its axis. Top scientists are currently racing to come up with a solution.
Let's go! Let's go!
The idea is that the power of the foot will propel the planet back into its proper motion.
Let's go. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's up? Why's everybody going this way? You sure about this?
Let's go.
This just in. Everyone is running the wrong way. Repeat, you're running the wrong way.
Let's go.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew I was right. You got to do the whole thing again.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Get someone a cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy.
But
it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can.
Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org. DirecTV Now gives you more for your thing, your March Madness thing, your live all-access pass to the big dance thing, so you can be there for the next Cinderella thing. Because if you want to feel everything, you can't miss anything. DirecTV Now. Stream the live TV you love on any screen. More for your thing. That's our thing. Visit DirecTVNow.com.
Coming up later on True TV, number 11 seed Loyola Chicago making its first tournament appearance since '85, clashing with 6th seeded Miami. 20 or more wins in 6 of the last 7 seasons under Jim Larinaga. The Ramblers take on the Canes next here on True TV. Porter Moser, the head coach of the Ramblers, isn't surprised by his team's success. After all, for years his squads have been reading the writing on the wall, literally.
Anytime you have a culture, it's accumulation of habits.
Hard to guard. Keep it moving.
We have a culture of discipline, of showing your hands, reaching for the lights, the verticality rule, jumping second, not being undisciplined. You add up all those things, the culture is less fouls. We didn't have one player fouled all year. That's culture. That's habits. The wall of culture came from working for Coach Majerus. There was all these little sayings that he would say, threw you to the rim, never be 3 in a row. And I decided just to put them all up on the wall.
My freshman year, when I walked in the locker room, I see the wall and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? But Coach has done a great job of, small teaching points. So I picked up on it quickly.
When you start playing for Coach Moser, you are aware of all those phrases.
Be strong with the ball, Cam. Low in leverage, show your numbers.
He'll shotgun them at you like 5 different ones, when you're going through stuff in practice.
Get it out, space it, change it, drive it downhill. Keep kicking like you always do. Here we go.
There's reasons why we're good. You've been answering the call all the time. All this stuff, the hoopla, all this stuff, it's nothing, man. It is nothing. We got no finish line. Let's go.
Work.
Here we go, man.
So y'all team together on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Team together.
Let's go.
The Ramblers won the title in 1963 over Cincinnati. What other schools from Illinois have won the championship?
DePaul. DePaul?
No.
Zero?
Zero. The only.
Trying to help
look
you.
Just
look at me.
Look at Clark. No, they're the only school
man.
from Illinois to ever win the whole thing.
You said what other team?
I know.
He started thinking.
There he
that's
goes,
not
stirring the
fair.
pot.
I agree with you on that, Chuck. That was a trick question.
That's not a trick question.
How can you call that a trick question?
It's not a trick question.
How many other teams in the state of Illinois won the championship? What's trick about that?
Yeah, no, he said how many other teams.
I said what other teams from Illinois? I know.
Like there was one more.
And all you've got to do is say, hey, that's a trick question. No other team.
I'm with him on this. I'm with him on this.
What other teams would let me know that somebody
else? Exactly. That's a leading question.
Knew that there was zero.
Hey, are you trying to tell me that I tricked you?
Let me just tell you this, Clark. Ernie changes when he come up in New York.
He does.
He changes totally.
What do you mean?
He's not the great guy he is down in Georgia. He changes. He get up in with these New Yorkers.
I'm telling you, this.
On those Ramblers, folks.
I'm telling you, this city does that to you, man. This city does it to you. All right, we'll be back.
AT&T at the Half is presented by AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Hi, how can I help you?
I just watched a video on how to change my brakes, and I have a few questions.
Okay, lay it on me.
Do I have to take off the caliper in order to change my brakes? Actually, what's a caliper? Are ceramic pads the right way to go? Is anti-seize lube real? Because it sounds totally made up to me. And if I cut a brake line, is that bad or bad? How do I set a torque wrench? Nobody seems to know how to do that. And what's a breaker bar? Why isn't there like a universal socket size? But seriously, tell me, how many bolts does this thing have?
I know just where to start. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Oh, manatees, AKA the sea cow. Oh, there's one.
Manatees in novelty teas? Surprising.
What's come at me, bro?
It's something you say to a friend.
What's not surprising? How much money Matt saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, look, there are those two guys.
What are they famous for?
I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m.
This is the Pepsi that was right for Ray. And Brittany. Brittany! And of course, the king of pop. This is the Pepsi that is forever fun. This is the Pepsi for every generation.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender. Or the color of your skin. Or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Are you aware that laughing adds years to your lifespan?
Summer!
Summer vacation is actually making you dumber.
I am?
If you laughed, I just added 0.000319 days to your life. You're welcome. It's a rough estimate.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, description, or accounts of the game without the NCAA's consent is prohibited.
Halftime continues in Dallas. The Tennessee Volunteers out of the SEC up 11 on Wright State. Back for the second half next.
Hey, how's it going?
Guess what? I made a new friend.
Oh, wow, that's
Yeah, he's called Jeff, and guess what? He's from Kentucky. And you know, I'm from Kentucky.
I know where you're from, honey.
Yeah, I can't wait to have him over. He has one of those real Kentucky jerseys that I've wanted my whole entire life, and he said I could borrow it sometime. Also, I met Billy, but Billy's from Wisconsin, so Jeff says we shouldn't hang out with him because of what happened. But guess what? He gave me a cheese curd, and now I have a new most favorite thing. I miss you tons, but I also wish I could stay here forever. Bye.
Catch all the action at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Sunny, yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sunny, you smiled at me and really eased the pain. You gave to me your all in all, and now I feel 10 feet tall. Sunny, one so true, I love you.
For the win! Incredible shot!
You need to buy a car, and you want to get an excellent price. You'd think with all these options, it'd be easy. But with terms like MSRP, invoice, list price, things get confusing pretty fast. You just want to get a real price, and that's where TrueCar comes in. Only with TrueCar can you see what other people paid for the car you want. And you can connect with certified dealers who offer prices based on this same information. None of those other sites do that. From end to end, TrueCar is your only one-stop solution.
Guys, is this you? Busting out of your pants? No energy or drive? Then you need Nutrisystem for Men. New for 2018, our best program ever. Now, lose up to 18 pounds and 8 inches overall in your first month. Money back guarantee.
I'm Chris, and I lost 120 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Order on drop18now.com and get NutriCurd bars and NutriPro shakes to help shrink your belly. Plus, turbo boosters to rev your metabolism, all free.
It's simple. You eat the food, you lose the weight.
Go to drop18now.com and get Nutrisystem for Men with bars, shakes, and boosters free.
Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament is sponsored by Napa. Quality parts, helpful people. AT&T. Axe. Find your magic. And by Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Back with you in Dallas. Just about ready for the second half. Tennessee up 11 over Wright State as we share our Dove Men Plus Care first half stats. Struggles early on offensively for Tennessee, coached by Rick Barnes. Wright State struggled, guys, for much of the first half under Scott Nagy. As we get ready here for the second half, and we welcome you back courtside. Spiro Ditas, Steve Smith, Len Elmore. We'll hear from Roz Gold on Woody in just a couple of minutes. Guys, what did you see in that first half, and how does Wright State make a comeback?
Well, first of all, they got to get Benzinger back involved in this ball game, particularly on the offensive end. 1 of 10 from beyond the arc. They're not a great shooting team, but they're better than that.
Yeah, and also getting to that free throw line. They average close to 21 free throw attempts, not knocking down threes. You got to drive it. They've tried to do that, but they got to draw some fouls. Only 2 of 2 from the free throw line.
All right, let's check in with Roz.
I spoke with Coach Nagy of Wright State at halftime, and he told me there's a difference between being intense and tense. And he said right now his team is tense. They can't even move. On the defensive end, they're giving up offensive boards. On the offensive end, they look stiff. And he told these guys, let's not have any regrets. It's one thing to talk the talk and say we want to be loose and tough and free, but let's actually do that. He told them, no regrets, guys, play loose.
Well, 2 of their leading scorers, Loudon Love and Everett Winchester, saddled by foul trouble. But that tenseness, I think Tennessee has a lot to do with that.
Tennessee, one of the elite defensive teams, certainly in the SEC and in the country as well. So long and so athletic around the basket. Here's Grant Williams. Spins, face-up shot, good look at it, unable to put it down, and the rebound taken by Grant Benzinger.
Love the offensive move by Grant Williams. Also love Parker where he walled up and out fouling. It was a good possession on both ends.
There's Mark Hughes. Hit a 3 in the first half. And the rebound pulled by Schofield, weak side.
And that's kind of uncharacteristic of Wright State, the quick 1 pass and a shot. You know, they're not going to get back in the ball game doing that. They got to continue to play their game.
Schofield halfway down and popped out. Offensive rebound, Williams. Here comes Schofield, beautifully dropping it off for Alexander. Unselfishness by Schofield, and Tennessee builds on its lead.
Schofield does a little bit of everything. A big body, you would think he's just an inside player, but you saw the finesse and the skills to be able to drop that pass off.
Tennessee missing that, Wright State rather, missing the 3. They're 1 of 11 from deep. Just haven't been able to get their offense going specifically from the perimeter. Offensive rebound, Love. Gentry, another chance. Splash.
That's a good job by Love on the offensive rebound there. On the offensive rebound, and also kicked it out, and Love Hughes kicked it over to Gentry for a better look at the 3-point shot.
Tennessee playing very unselfishly. Take a look, everybody gets a quick touch, and right there inside on the dribble. And then the pass, you see the length of Alexander. I mean, there's nobody that can go up there and contest that.
Studios in New York, Kenny Smith talked about as one of his favorite players in the SEC is, and in this tournament is Schofield. I totally agree. I just love, I think he's going to have a breakout NCAA tournament. So far playing well. He's just a treat off the court. One guy to root for.
We know his brother played linebacker for Seattle during that championship run in 2014. He looks like he could strap it on and play in the NFL as well. But incredible agility from this young man. He was in his junior season. Let's check back in with Roz.
I spoke with Admiral Schofield as well, and he's got such a passion about him. And he's also said this team's got a little bit of a chip on them, too. None of them were McDonald's All-Americans or big-time recruited out of high school. He said, we want to go out and prove we can play with anybody, whether he recruited high or not. We have the opportunity out here to show we can play at any level with anyone.
Well, he certainly demonstrated that. Last game they played Kentucky, 22 points, 10 rebounds.
Whistle blown before the Love shot attempt. This will be against the Vols underneath. With Schofield just picking up where he left off since that SEC tournament.
29 games out of 33 scored in double figures. And this young man inside and out, he's just a relentless worker. And you talk about having a touch of royalty. Born in the same London hospital as Princes William and Harry overseas.
Lenny digging deep, I like it.
Digging deep with that note.
When you have a lot to talk about, to talk about the young man, you got to pull it out.
Well, Rick Barnes talked to us about how he's worked on his perimeter defense, and that's been a big help for them as a volunteer. On these screening rolls, he's been able to at least contain some of these quicker guards.
Love at the line, misfires on his first. True TV Awareness Month continues Tuesday, 10:30, with Adam Ruins Everything presents Reanimated History, an illustrated journey through what the history books got wrong. When you talk about Schofield, guys, one of the underclassmen that has been part of this steady progression the last couple of years under Rick Barnes. Last year, of course, one of the youngest teams in the country. Barnes talking about his group in our conversation with him yesterday as Alexander turns, nice soft touch. They had a very tough schedule last year, played some of the elite programs in the country very well, got very good experience. And he said in the offseason he did something he had never done. He put his guys on the track. Basically, he wanted to find out which of these guys wants to be here, who wants to be elite as we try to get back to the top of the SEC. And what a season they put together, 24 wins and a co-share of the regular season championship in the SEC. Wright State, meantime, continues to misfire from the outside. And Lamonte Turner will slow it down for the Vols.
Well, Rick Barnes definitely got their attention. He put them out there on the track and got them running in the spring, as he said. And this team is very balanced. You can see there's a little bump by Mark Hughes.
I tell you what, conditioning is the basis for success. And, you know, if you're in better shape than your opponent and you can outlast them, you're going to have more success than not. And you can see the growth in this team under Rick Barnes.
Let's get more on Barnes and the Vols with Roz.
I spoke with Lamonte Turner about all that running. He said getting to the tournament this year started with them not being in it last year. Guys, in one day, he said they ran 32 suicides. And he said it helped with mental endurance and toughness. And then they had overseas trip this summer that helped with their chemistry. They've been building steadily, piece by piece, for this moment as Lamonte knocks down the three.
Largest lead of the day for the Vols as Turner knocks down a three. And it looks like Alexander is in some discomfort as the athletic trainers take a look at him on that Tennessee bench. Open look at a three, Jalen Hall. Raiders badly needed that shot as Wright State right now in some trouble.
Kind of reminiscent of the first half when Wright State had open looks, just couldn't knock them down.
Well, they need Jalen Hall to knock down some shots. He has definitely struggled all of three in this game.
Wright State, if you've just joined us, 11 of 36 from the field. And they missed four their first five in the second half. And meantime, Schofield showing the entire repertoire. 8 straight for Tennessee.
That's a high release. He looks good on shooting that three ball.
It's Ernsthausen, the junior, unable to deliver from the perimeter. And Wright State right now just not sure who to turn to for offense.
Good job by Tennessee right now, controlling this pace, trying to get the basketball down low. You can see Rick Barnes is asking for it to go down into the post.
Open look at a three, won't go as Turner tries his luck again from deep.
And you can see he wanted the basketball to go in down to the post, and looks like a sub is coming in right now for the Volunteers.
Wright State, the champions out of the Horizon League, turn it over again. 25 wins this season. Most for them since joining Division I back in the late 80s. Look at Schofield. Everything but the finish. And then last touched out of bounds by Wright State and Ernsthaus, but the Tennessee Volunteers out of the SEC starting to flex their muscles, and it's been Schofield down the stretch.
It's the Bud Knight. We're saved. Yes.
Hey, Bud Knight, would you get this thing off me?
Here's to the friends you can always count on. Right now, get 2 of these delicious McDonald's breakfast sandwiches for just $4. Mix and match the bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddles, sausage McMuffin with egg, or bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. A deal that will make your morning routine a little better. Breakfast at McDonald's.
Wow. Here's an invitation to the whole wide world. From your brother to your sister to your best friend's girl. Don't bring that bad day with ya. Leave it at the door. If you got money in your pocket, it don't mean nothing if you ain't where it is. If you ain't where it is.
Trade up and save up to $350 at Best Buy.
Introducing the all-new Infiniti QX50, the most advanced Infiniti ever made. Infiniti, empower the drive.
Oh, you are my sunshine. Oh, my only sunshine. Oh, girl, you make me happy sometimes. My skies are gray. You never know how much I love you. But I don't want you to take my sunshine away.
Tomb Raider, rated PG-13. Experience it on IMAX.
Adam Zucker, New York, with this tournament update over on TNT. Last year's runner-up, going airborne. Jonathan Williams and Gonzaga, part of a 7-0 run on UNCG. They have a 6-point lead in the early goings. And on CBS, Fats Russell and Rhode Island can't miss. He's 3 for 3 from 3 in the second half. 7 of 11 as a team. They're up 5 with about 5 to go. Back to Spiro, Len, Steve, and Roz.
All right, Adam, a look at where Rhode Island and the Sooners sit in that Midwest region. The winner advances to take on the winner of Duke and Iona. And meantime, here in Dallas, game 2 of our quadruple header features Miami, coached by the great Jim Larinaga, against Loyola Chicago, a team that a lot of the experts, guys, including you, both, as perhaps one of the sleeper teams in this year's field. And we will see them up close and personal here coming up as soon as this one is over. Tennessee right now just can't do much wrong. Jordan Bone, the sophomore and Nashville kid.
That was a beautiful move. I love the pump fake and also the little spin move pivot. And there's love on the offensive rebound. They need that big body carving out space.
That ends another scoreless drought for Wright State. They had gone 3+ minutes without a point. Just trying to stay within striking distance. Right now down 19 points.
That's a case of Lamonte Turner being in a bit of a hurry. Wind up fumbling the ball. But we got such a cushion right now. And obviously Tennessee can afford a couple of mistakes.
Brian Williams the steal and another Wright State turnover. Told you about Tennessee's season, 24 wins. After they were picked to finish 13th in the preseason SEC poll. That heartbreaking loss in the SEC championship game against Kentucky. A team that they swept, by the way, during the regular season. Whistle blown here. This will be an offensive foul against Bowen, a little bit overzealous. And that will be his first. Well, first round coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship begins tomorrow, noon Eastern, ESPN2 and the ESPN app. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com.
Parker, did a nice job walling up, taking that charge for the Raiders. Still down 19. Going to find some kind of offensive rhythm for the Raiders.
There's so many teams, lower seeded teams in the tournament every year, face these kinds of moments against a big team that obviously is a heavy favorite. Benzinger misses again, continues to struggle, and psychologically, you wonder if they can just gather themselves and find the confidence here, gentlemen, to make a push.
Yeah, I mean, the prayer was that Benzinger can come out of his slump. Last 5 games just shooting around 38% from the field. And 40% from beyond the arc, but inside the arc, just 7 of 20 coming into this game. Still hasn't found the touch yet.
Pass. James Daniel wide open, looking at 3, but unable to capitalize. You think Wright State's going to have to start knocking down some threes at some point. They're only 2 of 16 from deep before that shot. Parker Ernsthausen. Raiders badly needed that, and a quick timeout taken by Scott Nagy.
Yeah, Parker did a nice job getting his feet set. Good skip pass, leave the follow through, splash. Can the Raiders make a comeback?
The home-brewed taste of Gold Peak is perfectly crafted to bring us all together. With ingredients like mountain-grown tea and pure filtered water. Gold Peak brings you a home-brewed taste with a variety of flavors that's perfect for moments you want to remember. Gold Peak, the taste that brings you home.
You guys remember this championship game?
How can I forget it? I was there.
Oh, hey, I was there too.
No,
you weren't.
There's 5 seconds on the clock. Lorenzo gets the air ball, drives it through the hoop, wins it all. Never seen anything like this.
Want to see what it's like to actually sit courtside?
Watch March Madness in virtual reality. You've never seen anything like it.
Don't get trapped in the loop of endless student debt. Refinancing your loans with SoFi can help you pay off your debt years sooner, so you can finally move forward.
This week only, don't order Domino's over the phone. Order online.
This week only, order any pizza online at menu price and get the second one free when you carry out.
You spray, you trip. You're gold. Smell fresh all day with new Axe Gold Body Spray.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. Just say the words and we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Tennessee up 16 as we play with 12 and change left. Second half. You can watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now, ncaa.com/March Madness, or download the app today. We check in once again with Roz.
Tennessee's Kyle Alexander left the game earlier in the second half. He got knocked in the right hip. He went out into the tunnel and did some stretches with the training staff. Then he returned to the bench. They strapped a heat pack on that hip, and now he's available to play, back on the court and ready to go.
All right, Roz, good news for Tennessee. Alexander One of the first players off the bench for Rick Barnes. Terrific length around the basket that's been so valuable.
He's running though. Glad he's back.
Dangerous pass was partially kicked. This was the play where Alexander got hurt. You see him down low wearing 11. Kind of banging with Love. He kind of came up hobbled after that sequence.
Well, Love can have that effect.
Yeah, Kyle Alexander weighs 220. Loudon Love 275. And with that kind of banging, guess who's going to give?
Love is down from 325, right? They said he's lost some weight.
Love hurts. Shot clock at 5. I couldn't resist. There's Williams going airborne a little bit too much. Ball never touched the rim. You hear the horn in the background. Here's Jalen Hall, a freshman from Houston, and tripped up to the deck, and a foul charge to the Volunteers. How about this Tennessee defense?
Well, you can see right here, Kyle Alexander with the length. They've just been flying around, and he's done a nice job. That was a recovery block shot. They've got some deflections. They've got some steals. They've done a nice job. They've held right now the Raiders under 32% shooting.
Wright State just unable to find much consistency offensively, and the reason why this Tennessee length, an incredibly stingy defense.
And when Tennessee is not challenging them, they just haven't been able to knock down open looks.
Here's Williams putting it on the deck, going right at Loudon Love.
That's a nice, solid pump fake and move by Williams. Then on this possession, takes the charge, gets in front of Winchester. Watch this pump fake, Spiro. Drive, one hard bounce, and a nice soft touch from the big fella.
Please, hold.
The running of the Bulldogs? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Aaliyah saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Almost there.
She's coming. My video call's lagging. Mom.
Hold up. We got a laggy video call here. You need Verizon, the best network for streaming. Try this new Samsung Galaxy S9 on Verizon Unlimited. The camera's a real game changer.
Okay, people, that's a reset.
Want us to surprise her again?
Yeah.
But like in a fun way, like this.
Oh, my favorite friends are here. There's Tony and Diane.
Like that.
Switch to the best unlimited on the most awarded network and get up to $500 off the Samsung Galaxy S9.
Breakfast has come out of its shell. Crisp bacon, seasoned potatoes, and cheddar cheese, all wrapped in a fried egg. Wake up with 2 naked egg tacos for just $3.49 only at Taco Bell.
To be forever a champion.
The kind of moments they talk about for a lifetime. The championship game, we'll have it on TBS.
It's Kubota's L2501 DT packs powerful performance into one easy-to-operate compact tractor, making it the only choice for first-time tractor buyers and seasoned veterans. Designed for all-day operator comfort and easy use of implements, the L2501 DT makes mowing, digging, hauling, and lifting quick and simple. Right now, take advantage of payments as low as $129 a month with 0% APR financing for 84 months. Kubota L2501 DT compact tractors, the only real choice.
Salute a lot! Thou hast the patchy beard of a prepubescent squire. Thy armour was forged by a feeble-fingered peasant woman. Your mum!
As long as hecklers love to heckle, you can count on Geico saving folks money.
Boring!
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Adam Zucker with this tournament update over on CBS. After Trae Young scored 9 points in 2.5 minutes to give Oklahoma the lead, E.C. Matthews with the layup and the foul. It's the Rams by 2 with under a minute to go as we go back to Spiro, Len, Steve, and Roz.
All right, Adam, thanks for that matchup there between those two teams. Danny Hurley, of course, the emotions of watching his brother Bobby go down to Dayton last night, but neck and neck right now against Oklahoma. And remember to grab yourself a Coke because your bracket was perfect. It was just that the teams were off.
I didn't hear a Spiro.
Been waiting for that all year. I'm sure we'll be hearing plenty of that over the next couple of days. Cole Gentry with that pesky defense. And Wright State right now in an 18-point hole. Dealing with all this talent and athleticism from Rick Barnes Volunteers. Winner of this one advances for a Saturday date here with the winner of Miami and Loyola Chicago, which will be our second game coming up a little bit later. Whistle blown here. Let's see what the officials say. This will be a kick off the foot of. Looks like it'll be Wright State basketball.
Lost his balance. He was trying to
his
grab
feet
it with his
right
feet.
there, utilizing his feet, and that's a violation.
So John Fulkerson, the man for Tennessee, who was in the little fray there, and back come the Raiders.
The only problem is, though, you call it a violation. I look over there, the possession arrow was pointing towards Wright State. They changed it to point towards Tennessee. If that's a violation, that possession arrow shouldn't change.
And it's a great point. We'll see if they get that sorted out. Shot clock down to 8. This is Gentry, the sophomore. St. Charles, Illinois native. Loudon to Benzinger. Just can't seem to find his stroke.
I mean, he is definitely struggling.
And how about Schofield hitting the deck with the ball but kept his dribble so it wouldn't be called a travel?
We're told that that was a possession arrow situation change. Not a violation, so we'll try to.
Because it looked like he signaled that it was a kick ball because he did use his feet, so confusing everybody.
Offensive foul before the Turner shot. Foul charge to Fulkerson. Look at Schofield, one-handed rebound and keeping that dribble alive. Incredible.
Has some skills and agility from the big fella.
So Wright State, we talked about Benzinger's struggles. Their leading scorer, guys, was 2 for 14. Nothing seems to be working offensively. What can Scott Nagy do to get them back going and into this game?
Try to go to Love, see if he can get some guys some open shots. He's done that, and got to have some guys knocking down some three. That's just their fourth make and 18 tries from that three-point shot.
Yeah, I mean, that is the key right there. Hit your open shots. It all begins that way, and Wright State has had plenty of them.
Cole Gentry with 2 of their 4 made threes in this game. And they need a whole lot more where that came from, down 15 points.
And the other side of it is you got to string together some stops out here.
It's Daniel on a 3, won't go, and the rebound pulled by Love. Wright State desperately trying to put something together. Gentry. Open look from Hughes. Good rebound pulled by Fulkerson. Here comes Turner right into the body of Arnsthausen. Aggressive move to the cup by Lamonte Turner, and the redshirt sophomore will shoot free throws.
That'll be his 3rd personal foul, 4th team foul against Wright State.
3rd personal against Arnsthausen, and fouls always an issue for Scott Nagy and Wright State. He only goes about 7 deep, very tight rotation with this team that won 25 games as champions of the Horizon League. I'll stream live 24/7 highlights, scores, and news free across all your connected devices with CBS Sports HQ. Check it out now, CBSSportsHQ.com.
And Spiro, you talk about Wright State's lack of depth with only a 7-man rotation. That's all Scott Nagy has played today. He's been kind of loath to go deeper into his bench despite foul trouble on a couple of guys.
That's going to be tough, Lynn. If you only can go 7 deep, and a lot of those guys that are in that 7-man rotation are struggling, where do you find some offense? And Tennessee is going 9 deep, and guys are coming off the bench being productive.
They got 3 guys right now with 3 fouls for Wright State, so that compounds, you know, this deficit.
I'll be number 2, Grant Williams. 3rd personal foul.
Underneath out of bounds, foul charge to Grant Williams. There's Scott Nagy. We told you earlier, long 21-year run as the head coach at South Dakota State. A lot of people shocked when he left. He had become synonymous with that program. Talked to us yesterday about the emotional decision he and his wife and his 5 children had to make. All 5 of his kids grew up, born in South Dakota. He said that's all they knew. But there was just something about the Wright State opportunity that appealed to him. His father lives in Chicago. His his mom is in Tennessee. His wife Jamie's parents live in Nashville. He said it was always hard to get people and family to come visit in South Dakota. Much easier now to see his family, and what a moment for him, getting Wright State back into the tournament for only the 4th time in their program's history.
Free tickets to Mount Rushmore could have done that too.
Coach said it, he wanted to get closer to his family.
Looks like Grant Williams will take a seat as he is called for his 3rd foul. Tennessee in control, 17-point lead. This is Jalen Hall. Fulkerson just swallowed him up.
He blocked that one with his back. He's turned the other way and got a hand on it.
Tennessee averages 4.5 blocks per game, guys. They've got 5 already. 4th in the country in defensive efficiency.
You can see Fulkerson just averages 2 points a game, but he does have that length. He does a good job, and now with Kyle Alexander sideline, he becomes more important.
Schofield misfires on a 3, and then Fulkerson on a rebounding foul.
That'll be number 10, John Fulkerson.
That'll be his 2nd.
Watch the defense by Fulkerson.
Tennessee.
Jump stop right there, and that's what he does. A secondary defender, if he walls up and goes straight up, doesn't break that line of verticality, even though he's in the restricted area, there can still be contact if it's incidental. And right there, the body contact was incidental, but the contact with the ball was serious.
You say serious, huh? Nice little block shot from him. The freshman playing well. They have some size and some length. And Rick Barnes has a luxury to go down deep in his bench, and guys coming off can play.
Wright State in the bonus for the rest of the game. So Loudon Love misses and leaves a critical point at the line. Here's Turner. Guarded tightly by Gentry. Hall nearly to steal. Ball actually hit the official. So a break for the Volunteers, and they take advantage. Jordan Bone, the sophomore from Nashville, extends it to a 19-point lead.
And if it wasn't for bad luck, Wright State would have no luck. That was a steal if it didn't hit the official.
Good job. Good steal. He missed it.
He missed the little bunny.
That's the one they needed, but you saw Jalen Hall, the look he gave the referee, like, you got to get out of the way. I had a steal.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately for the Raiders, you can see that easy bucket by Love. He has definitely been struggling today. And free throw line fouls, and he's only 2 of 5.
And that's the kind of stuff that chips away at your confidence, and even upsets your temperament right there. When you lose out on easy opportunities, you're already down, and it just makes it worse.
Errant pass. Hall trying to find Gentry, but he was cuffed to the basket. Another Wright State turnover. Little misfortune for Wright State, and Bone capitalizes.
Haynes presents The Magic of the Pouch. The majestic kangaroo is a miracle of nature. The kangaroo's pouch provides comfort and security for the little ones inside. This amazing feature was possibly the inspiration behind Haynes Comfort Flex Fit, with a breathable pouch for support in roomy fit. It was that, and probably this. Haynes Comfort Flex Fit, the latest innovation in comfort from Haynes.
Steel Lightning.
Get the power to do the job and finish on a single charge. Search Steel Battery or visit steelbattery.com.
This is the original light beer. And 40 years later, we still brew it the same way. Because when you get something right, you don't mess with it. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Right now, get 2 of these delicious McDonald's breakfast sandwiches for just $4. Mix and match the bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddles, sausage McMuffin with egg, or bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. A deal that will make your morning routine a little better. Breakfast at McDonald's.
Every legacy comes with a burden, an expectation to surpass. But that's the point. Bring us doubt, and we'll bring you the first car with true hands-free driving for the freeway. Bring us a challenge, and we'll reinvent what it means to own a car. Bring us all your expectations, and we'll defy them. Again, and again, and again.
Adam Zucker in New York with this tournament update. Tied in the final seconds on CBS. Rhode Island 2 chances to win, and they can't get either of them. Trae Young has 26 points. Oklahoma leads by 2 now in overtime. DeSpiro, Len, Steve, and Roz.
All right, Adam, what a first coming down the stretch between those 2 teams, Rhode Island and Oklahoma. As we take a look at our Lexi second half game summary, Wright State has really struggled shooting. Second half shooting, guys, 4 of 17 for the Raiders as they desperately try to make one more push.
Combination, they've missed some open shots, but most of it is Tennessee's defense has been solid. It's given these Raiders a lot of problems.
See what the second unit has done for Rick Barnes today with that good ball movement. This is Bowden from deep. Jordan Bowden, a sophomore Knoxville kid, grew up about 20 minutes from campus, Carter High School star. And Tennessee's lead has ballooned to 22 points. Tough attempt by Winchester trying to catch as he almost did a 360 in midair.
And again, that was freshman to freshman.
Ooh, Lamonte Turner. That's a nice, strong drive.
There are Loyola Chicago Ramblers getting themselves ready. What a matchup that's going to be in our second game coming up around 3:10 Eastern time against Miami.
It's going to be a good one. You know, Sparrow on his last play, Lamonte trying to give him a little bit of a hesitation, a little Smitty. Didn't get in full Smitty, but I love the attack.
Maybe give him some pointers. What a season Turner had this year for Rick Barnes. Extends it to a 59-35 lead here with 6:29 remaining in the second half. Guys, how impressed have you been with Tennessee?
Well, I just love these young guys, their patience, their discipline. Rick Barnes have these guys playing at a great pace. You can see they're connected, got great chemistry, and they are deep. He goes 9 deep, and guys are playing well coming off that bench.
And I think that's probably the key, playing well off the bench. I mean, when you take a look at the numbers, they've got 11 turnovers. They're only shooting about 44% from the field, yet they're blowing Wright State out, which tells you something, not only about their defense, but obviously about the depth that they have, where they can pull a lot of guys off the bench to fill some holes.
Three-pointer won't go. You know, you look at the history of Tennessee's program, the furthest they've ever been in the NCAA tournament, the Elite Eight. That was back in 2010. A team coached by Bruce Pearl that eventually lost to Michigan State. Smitty, of course, remembers that game. But there's something about this team. Rick Barnes, of course, SEC Coach of the Year. An incredible job with his staff getting this program back towards the top of the SEC. And who knows, maybe this could be their year.
Spiro, they picked 13 out of 14 teams in the SEC tournament. That's a fantastic job that Rick Barnes has done.
Lenny, how deep do you think this Tennessee team could go?
Well, right now, you've got the 5 starters, and you got Lamonte Turner coming off the bench. James Daniel III. He was the leading scorer in the nation in 2015-16 at Howard, averaging 27 points a game. He's coming off the bench. Fulkerson has done a nice job filling in for Kyle Alexander. So you're talking about 8-9 deep at an effective 8 or 9.
Trying to put the finishing touches on the Raiders. That's Loudon Love letting out some frustration.
You can see it. You said it best, Spiro. A lot of frustration for him. He has struggled in this game with foul trouble. Also been able to not get into rhythm on that play. He just took it out on the rim. And I love that Lamonte Turner, little fellow, tried to come over there and give him a block shot, and all he did was just kind of breathe on Love, and Love got to that free throw line.
That's the strongest Loudon Love has been with the ball all day. We've seen him fumble it out of bounds, lose his timing. And, you know, for once, you got to put it all together, and obviously the results speak for themselves.
He's had a tough journey to get till this point. Freshman of the year in the Horizon League, but tore his ACL on the final play of his high school football career. Was a star offensive lineman in Geneva, Illinois. Worked so hard to get back to this point. Missed his senior year of basketball. He had the red shirt last year at Wright State, rehab the entire year, and what a moment for him, guys, to get to the big tournament and the big dance.
And he was recruited by Ohio State and Michigan State.
Let's check in with
football.
I was speaking with Loudon Love about his love for football. In fact, Coach Nagy, when he was recruiting him, had to ask him, do you want to play football or basketball? And he promised Coach, I want to play basketball. He has a love for basketball more than football, but he did play the defensive end and offensive tackle. He said it helps him with his physicality on the court, having played football in the past.
Smitty mentioned the transformation of his body. It was 325 pounds when he showed up. He's now playing at around 275. And what a year he had. Freshman of the year in the Horizon. And it looks like he'll take a couple of minutes breather here.
I feel like he would be a fantastic offensive or defensive lineman, wouldn't it, Lynn, with the agility and ability he has on the basketball court.
Yeah, he said it's going to help with his physicality. Just hope he doesn't have too many flashbacks.
Here comes Schofield, lost the handle, gets it back. Benzinger trying to get his hands dirty. Turner takes, and this will be a kick. So they'll reset the shot clock. Back to 20 with 4:22 to play. Scott Nagy paces the sidelines, trying to come up with something here down the stretch.
Coach Nagy asking Benzinger, are you okay? He talked about it to us, that he's one of those guys, he has to tell him not to dive for plays. And you can see on that play, he left it out. There's a guy who's been banged up. He plays all out, diving for loose balls into the stands. Plays extremely hard.
Tennessee, no hurry. Beautiful drive. Unable to put it down was Bone, but the tip in by Williams. And Tennessee just has had too much here for the Raiders. Here's Winchester. Big long forward trip to the deck, and whistle blown here against Tennessee. 2 shots coming up for Winchester when we come back.
And Tennessee just doing whatever they'd like to do against Wright State. A lot of confidence.
The food here is crazy.
Only thing crazier?
The animals.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen a turtle rat in person.
I'm sorry, did you say turtle rat?
Yeah, look at it. It's a cross between a turtle and a rat.
You mean that metaphorically though, right?
No. Hey, little fella. Oh, now he's in bowling ball mode.
Listening to you makes my brain hurt. Come on, Brother Ninja. Let's go catch some March Madness.
Charles, gonna make us late.
Come on, little fella.
Come on, man. Leave the Dillo alone.
Can we keep him?
No.
Land Rover, above and beyond.
Oh, I've seen that look before. Eyes glazing over, mouth watering. Happens all the time when people see me. No shame in that. Maybe a little shame on account of the drool running down your chin right now, but you do you, girl. You do you.
At Zaxby's, our flavor speaks for itself, like the boneless wings meal, hand-tossed in our own spicy honey barbecue sauce, served with crinkle fries in a 22-ounce drink for just $5.99. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
Okay, this is getting awkward.
DirecTV Now gives you more for your thing. Your letting go thing. Your sorry, not sorry thing. You're out with the old, in with the new, onto bigger and better thing. Get the live TV you love. No bulky hardware, no satellite, no annual contract. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. More for your thing. That's our thing. Visit DirecTVNow.com.
The rebellion is reborn. The war is just beginning. And I will not be the last Jedi.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Watch it today on digital.
Chicken fingers. Low-cut socks. Carrots, but organic carrot.
No way.
Artificial intelligence.
I need an agent like that.
5-star pajamas.
Grant Benzinger, the senior from Cincinnati, Raiders' leading scorer on the season. Looks like he's banged up. Athletic trainers tending to him on that side. You hate to see his year come to an end with him on the bench. And so one of the reasons why the Raiders are down here big to a Tennessee team that has looked dominant. Free throw no good by Winchester. This was the play where Benzinger got hurt, sacrificing his body with some kind of wince and pain.
And that was a play I was telling you, Coach Nagy was asking him if he's all right, and he said yes, but obviously they're tending to him on the sideline right now.
Appears to be the right hip of Benzinger that they're looking at here. You can see a cut that the athletic trainers are tending to. 22-point Tennessee lead as we cross the 4-minute mark here. Again, the winner of this one advances to the second round on Saturday, where they will take on the winner of Loyola Chicago and Miami. A game that comes your way next. Tennessee trying to run that clock as much as they can. Bones shot, little mid-range, no good. Here's Gentry off and running. Gentry to the cup, layup won't go. What a tap in. Winchester with that left arm. Kid hasn't looked like a freshman for much of today.
Not at all, and I love the hustle. He stayed with the play. Good job of Wright State trying to put some pressure on. A little bit too late. They're still playing hard.
If there's a bright spot for Wright State in this game, it is the play of Everett Winchester, who, again, first half, very aggressive. You know, probably the only bright light on the offensive end, and continues to hustle here in the second half.
Lamonte Turner, who has been huge for the Vols today off the bench. Now 16 points, 6 of which have come at the free throw line. Well, you can't teach speed until now. Bleacher Report. Get alerts for your teams and scores before anyone else. Download the app today. Spiro Thetis, Steve Smith, Lynn Elmore, Rosgold on Woode. Our producer Scott Brandwine, Matt Lipp, our director. Rest of our fantastic True TV crew. First and 4 here in Dallas. Here is Latin Love, beautifully set up by Hall. Good looking wraparound feed.
Beautiful pass. Didn't think Hall could see Love on that play. And it's a nice play by him.
Despite a 20-point deficit, Scott Nagy still wants to push his guys up, get them accustomed to pressuring, and maybe try and come back a little bit, close this gap before the buzzer.
Love flirting with a double-double despite his shooting struggles. 10 of 9. Here comes Schofield. Nastiness.
Wait a second. Driving left, dunking right over Love. Big body, big fella.
The agility of that kid is incredible. At his size, pretty reverse finish by Love, but they're still buzzing about that Schofield dunk.
Just in case you thought this game was over. Wake everybody up.
Blocking foul here against Hall. Double-double for Schofield, his 4th of the season, and this was vicious.
That was a quick move. One dribble, right hand, Love, 2 defenders coming over, and the Volunteers bench loved it.
Yeah, we say the game may be over, but they're still playing. At least Admiral Schofield is.
Gentlemen, I'd say an early potential play for the tournament highlight reel. What an incredible finish by Schofield.
Yeah, he got it so far.
Grant Benzinger, by the way, is checked back in for the Raiders. The kid showing some toughness with only 2 and change left. You know, he wants to finish the season on the floor with his teammates. What a year he had. First team in the Horizon League.
Nice job of coming in. He has 19 points, 8 assists off the bench. He's an 88% free throw shooter for the Volunteers.
This will be Jalen Hall coming back in. Well, Scott Nagy, only his second year, has Wright State back in the tournament, and he will start to empty his bench. There's Benzinger, their leading scorer. Grew up watching the NCAA tournament with his father. Talked about all the one shining moments that he watched, dreaming of one day playing in this tournament. Not the way he wanted it to go, but what an experience that he'll have in his memory bank for the rest of his life.
And that's why he came back in the ball game despite the injury, so he could come out, get a hand from the Wright State faithful. Well deserved. A terrific career.
Whistle blown. This will be another 1-1 situation for Tennessee. The Wright State season about to come to a close. A team that was picked to finish 5th in the Horizon League. Out of Fairborn, Ohio, about a 15-minute drive from Dayton, but things looking up. Scott Nagy, you know they've got the right coach, such a respected coach in the mid-major section of the country. And what a year that they had.
Yeah, picked to finish 5th, but wound up finishing 2nd regular season, 14 wins. Won the conference tournament, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the telecast, you know, they've got a bright future ahead of them. 3 out of their 5 leading scorers are freshmen, and those freshmen account for 30 of the 70-some-odd points that Wright State scores on average.
Yeah, you got Love down low, then you also wing guys in Jalen Hall and Everett Winchester, both fantastic freshmen, and the point guard Cole Gentry, he'll be back, so the future looks good for the Wright State Waiters. Nice job for them. They're still to go down to Tennessee today. But I thought this team plays hard, couldn't make some shots, and they were just overmatched against these Volunteers. They'll be just fine next year.
Only their 3rd appearance ever in the NCAA tournament, and their first in 11 years. 25 wins, most for Wright State since joining Division I back in 1987. But Tennessee just too much for them here as the Volunteers 90 seconds away from advancing. Ball's pass right through the hands of Trey Stacy, a senior out of Cincinnati who's just come in, and a nice moment for some of these second and third stringers to get a taste of the big dance.
A chance to say you got a chance to step on the floor and play in March Madness.
So both coaches have emptied their benches. This is Jalen Johnson and a Chris Darrington. There's Lamonte Turner, game high 19 points. As we hit the 60-second mark left.
And Lamonte Turner is about 16, 19 points, 8 assists as well. He's done a terrific job of distributing the ball, getting folks involved.
Derek Walker, the freshman out of Kansas City. Nice little deuce. Aaron past the nasty finish at the other end. Jalen Johnson.
You knew something special was going to happen when he got to steal because the entire bench stood up. And they understand his athleticism. That was nice.
Brad Woodson losing the handle underneath. And last touched by Fulkerson. Another look at the finish.
Look at the hang, the glide, and the throwdown. Ooh, that was hard.
Johnson, only a freshman out of Durham. And Rick Barnes with loads of athleticism, not only amongst his starters and second stringers, but all the way at the end of that bench. What a team he has built with his staff in Knoxville. And they look to be for real.
Impressive win by the Volunteers. The way they play the game, the way they defend it, the way they share it.
First NCAA tournament victory for Tennessee in 3 years. Make it 4 years as they defeat Wright State 73-47. And Rick Barnes Volunteers advancing to the second round. And they will now await the winner of Miami and Loyola of Chicago. The second game of our quadruple header. So Tennessee is through. A big winner over Wright State. Back with some final thoughts between these two teams next.